Hello, I'm Garner Burris, and this is my Thorium-231 radioactive decay project for the final of Math 321. The first thing that I started out with was the half-life graph. I didn't want to just put points on there and just have it as a bunch of individual spots. I wanted to have something that would be able to show their mass in grams at any time that you need. And so what I did was I took the mass constant in grams times the exponent of negative, and then I did the decay constant times the hour. And doing this gave a nice flow of numbers that goes along with the 5-hour intervals that I chose up to 275 hours. And that gave this really nice decay graph. And the reason I chose 275 hours was that it gave a good half-life point, and also if I went to 300 it would add an extra column that I didn't really like. And now for the half-life points, I did this a bit more difficult than what I probably needed to do. So instead of just adding 25.57 onto each of these as it goes down, what I did instead was I took the half-life index, which just goes from, as I put it here, 0 to 10, times the ln of 2 divided by the decay constant. And that gave the half-life. And the only reason I did that was to just be extra sure that I put it along the correct curve. And then the half-life grams was not as difficult. I just divided each number by 2 as it went down, and that gave me those. And then here is the entire graph. And as you can see, it shows each half-life point starting at 0 and going until roughly 255. And what I like about this graph compared to just doing a normal decay graph or just doing the half-life points is you can choose any point in between here and find what you're looking for. If you're looking for something 30 hours in, you can hover over right about there and it'll show you the grams that are needed. If you need something 120 hours in, it's right about there and you can hover over it and it works. And so for the data, I used Chemlin. It's a website that I got all the data for this project. And basically the only data that I needed was the decay constant. And sadly, they had the decay constant in hours or in seconds, but it wasn't too hard to convert it to hours. And so doing that, I used a decay formula that you saw earlier. And here's just an example of the decay formula. And that's it.